Welcome to my channel. My name is Valerio and today we're gonna review a new model kit. This is the Guts Berserker Armor version belonging to the line Plamatea, made by Max Factory. And for the one that have never tried a model kit from this line, welcome, I'm one of you. However, I did a few model kits from my Max Factory, and what I can say is that every time the sculpt is amazing. Anyway, I didn't know what to expect from this kit. So I bought this one on Link Japan for give it or take it $50. And you can still buy in the case you're interested. And how this review is gonna work? Well, first of all, if you never if you don't know who is this character, this is the protagonist from the manga and the anime Berserk. This is a particular version of it with a particular armor out of it. And that's it. How this review normally works is that first we're gonna look at the content of the box, so runner, what there is inside of it, during which I will not comment too much about the plastic in as far as it's good, it's not good. What I will actually do is that I will describe the building, how hard it was, then we're gonna look at accessories, then how much it moves, and then comparison and conclusion. So we found a manual inside of it, and the manual is pretty clear for the most out of it. Let's say 90% is clear. Tiny bit you have to think for exactly 2 minutes to look into it, and most of the runner inside of the kit are black. This is not because they put everything black, it's just because Guts armor, it is black with a few color accent. Now there are some pre-painted parts inside the kit, and one of them is very well done. The other one are okay done. I want to say they're on average better than the one in the Moderoid from Good Smile Company. And there are not too many. There are not decals or anything like that. Thankfully, they wouldn't have any place to stay there. And I can say that the build, beginning to end, lasted around 1 hour. And as I was saying, it is easy. There are a couple of very nasty seam lines, mainly on the joints. They're quite visible, so you might want to fix those in case you think about painting it. And well, that's it. It's not particularly hard, like if you ever build anything from the line Figure Rise, Amplified or Standard, or an HG Gundam, or anything Moderoid, you're gonna be very it's gonna be very easy to do. So these are the pre-painted parts, they separate them so you will not have any problem. And these are the hands. The hands are on this kind of runner, which not the first time that I see it, but I found it quite interesting. Oh, there is also a clock. The clock has some lighter rods inside of it. There is also a display stand. We're gonna look everything, don't worry. But the clock is pretty cool. Overall, enough plastic for the quantity of money. Now, as I was saying, manual promoted for me is good. Display stand, I think this is the simple display stand by Good Smile Company. If not, it's very similar. So this guy is gonna plug in his back, not in his rear hand, which I appreciate. You can swap some of the part. You can also put it onto a black arm, which whatever. So this is the sword. If anything, this is the only bit that doesn't convince me. So the silver blade out of it is pre-painted, and the middle part, which is pretty rough. Now I wouldn't know how else to render it. However, it's the only bit of the sculpt. So the handle of the sword is pre-painted. There are a few hands. There are holding hands straight and holding hands on an angle. Then there are closed fists and there are open fists. The open fists are already attached to the robot. Sorry, I'm trying to show the detail out of it. It's pretty high, but because they're pretty small, the camera is not able to pick up on the detail. Overall, they're okay, not too many. So these are exactly the average kind of accessories that you will find within a Figma. Actually, yeah, within a Japanese action figures. Let's put it like this, not necessarily Figma, anything else still work. Overall, they're fine. For the price, I am totally okay. And now we're gonna see our armor, Guts and the armor, the Berserk version out of it. And I can say I was pretty happy with the dimension, as it stands at 7 inches and a half or 18 centimeters and a half. And so it is not, I was expecting something smaller. Honestly, I pre-ordered a bunch of model kit without getting into the detail and particularity out of it, but this is actually a-okay size, both painting wise and everything. Now, as I was saying in advance, there are some nasty seam lines. We're gonna see them later. The sculpt is very, very, very good. I can say that. I quite like it. And it is surprisingly stable, even though they had like human feet, that for a model kit is kind of harder normally to make them stand. In this case, they work quite well. And you will see the only time in which you will have problem is when I actually try to pose him a bit, but that takes just a bit of time. As I was saying, the clock is not completely soft, but there are a couple, I think, copper rods inside of it that allow you for posing it. As I was saying, yes, it is stable. Sorry, guys. Here, I just had a few difficulties. Anyway, quite nice. Now we're gonna see articulation, but first I want to point one super cool detail. So if you look, it has the pre-painted eyes. And the cool thing about it is that the only one that has kind of a glowing effect is the left eye, which is the one that works for Guts. The other one is blind on one side, and so the color is a bit darker. So you see, that is like flat color, while this one is like it is flaming. Super cool and quite nice, which make me think, do I want to repaint it? Yes, I will repaint it, but maybe I will save that bit. Now, articulation wise, the arm reached the shoulder level. Now it can close, like not exactly as human, but we go over 90 degrees, which I want to say that is the terrible seam line, which you can fix without many issues. Some milliput or plastic glue and then some sculpting. Now there is a butterfly joint. You can move a bit the shoulder pad. Now you have two joint over. You have a top, a chest joint, left, right, up and down, and then you can move the waist as well. Sorry, I forgot. The only thing in which movement is fairly limited, it cannot do the split. Sorry, this is the waist joint. Because of how the armor is situated, there is not a drop joint, or at least I wasn't able to activate it, so it can move just a tiny bit to the side. However, it can do the split back and forward if this is how you want to keep it. Now, double joints and full closure out of it, which kind of allowing to keep a super cool pose that I will try to do later. And the joints are pretty hard. However, guys, please remember, this is a model kit, not an action figure. So after a while that you pose it, it's gonna go soft very, very quickly. So there is a joint over the tip, and there is one on the ankle. Overall, sorry, this bit jump because I didn't glue it yet, because I will paint it. Maybe I will do a video. If you're interested, let me know about it. And now very, very happy with how much it moves and how stable it is and how not everything falls every time. Now we're gonna very quickly look at comparison. Lego Dude, very tiny. Steve is very tiny by comparison. Now we have, this is an action figure from Abara. I didn't do a review, but it's not a great action figure. I thought the manga is super cool. Now we're gonna look at something that I reviewed some time ago. This review is not out yet. The Gridman Universe. This is the Moderoid of Tetsujin 28. Very small. This is another Plamax model, the VF1S or J, I can't remember. As a bit taller, great sculpt, but parts tend to jump left and right. This is the Moderoid Robocop. This is kind of exactly tall as him. And now we're gonna quickly go into conclusions. Okay, very rapidly, pro and cons. On to the cons. I'm not a super fan of the shape of the sword. I don't know why. In my head it's always bigger, and the detail in the middle between the blades doesn't exactly align with how it is in my memory, but might be my problem more than a real problem with the product. And there are the nasty seam lines all over the joint that will need to be fixed. And there is not an extra head of Guts without the armor, or the half armored one, which I would have really enjoyed. That's really nitpicking. For the Pro, it can move a lot. I really like the sculpt. The pre-painted part are really well done, and it looks and its dimensions are pretty good. Plus, it's pretty stable, and I like the accessories such as the display stand. Now, do I recommend it? Yes, obviously I recommend it. If you like cool model kit that are not too hard, you can go quickly through it and they're not too expensive. This is pretty cool. If you are, this is very recommended. If you like Berserk, very recommended. If you like to paint your kit, highly, highly recommended. If you like to hand paint your kit, this might give you quite a lot of satisfaction because there is enough detail to make it more hand painting friendly. Overall, that's it for me, guys. Please enjoy your next festivities if you see this video before Christmas time. And if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and let me think what you think about this model kit. If there is something else from this line you would like to see reviewed, please let me know below. Have a nice day.